Hey, great Thursday morning. It is a beautiful day in the city of Brownsville. It's going to be a hot day. Well, it's always a hot day in the city of Brownsville, but it is going to be a hot day as already feeling hot outside. I mean, it's those kind of days that you're just excited to rush into the house or into your office and turn on that air condition. And it's one of those days. Good morning, Dr. James. How you doing, my man?
Better than I deserve. How's your morning so far?
So far, good. I mean, went to breakfast, my usual spot, Brownsville Coffee Shop, and rushed on over here to make myself a cup of coffee. It's funny, but I don't actually have a cup of coffee when I go to the coffee shop. They might want to change the name to the bacon shop because that's where I eat my morning bacon. Morning. I have this little weird diet thing going on. I hardly eat breakfast, but I do bacon, and I do crispy burned bacon. Hey Al, good morning. How you doing, my man? Good to see you, Baba. Good morning, Big Papa Coop. Hey Lily, good morning, mi amor. How's it going? Good to see you this morning. So I go to Brownsville Coffee Shop and I order my bacon burned bacon, 3 strips of burned bacon. That's my breakfast actually. I've already made you.
That's the way my son likes it too. I don't like it quite so crispy.
Oh, I like it, Chris. Good morning, GVGC. It's good to see you yesterday, guys. Good morning, Maida. How's it going? Good morning, Rangel. Good morning, brother. May God bless us all, Patty. Rangel. It's kind of funny. One time I was in Austin. I was out there working in Austin, and I went to the lake. They have beautiful lakes out there in Austin, and there was someone in front of me. And they're going like they asked them for their name, to reserve one of the boat things that we were renting. Good morning, more cookies. Please stop by and pick up some cookies. I've got too many cookies. I've got cookies coming out of my ear, guys. So I went up there and I was trying to rent a boat, and they asked the person in front of me their name. They said, "Well, my name is good morning, Cat. God bless you. My name is Dora Rendon." And I thought, Rendon? Oh, thank you. Come back to pick some more. Rendon. I go like, Rendon, that's a weird gringo name, But I looked at them and they looked like more Mexican than me. And I'm going like, these people aren't Rendon, they're Rendon. But they are calling themselves Rendon. Rendon. Martinez. Martinez. My goodness. Good morning, Lynn. God bless you. Question for the doctor. Can eating almonds every day lower cholesterol?
I've read that. I've read that that's true. So, but that's not, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, though.
Yeah, let me tell you. Look, it's not going to do you any good, Peter, if you start eating almonds, but continue to eat those greasy quesadillas and those greasy barbacoa. Come on, we're Mexican. We're not going to stop eating grease, bro. Cholesterol is like my middle name. Good morning, Isabel. How you doing? Good morning, Yesenia. Buenos días, Don Jose. ¿Cómo estamos? Lady Lobos Honors Band. Good morning, Galilea Salazar. Morning, Jess. And Sergio, good morning. Stay home and be safe. Stay home. Home. Oh, stay home, probably. I'll try to go by and pick up some cookies. I need to feed the pythons. The mighty pythons. Yeah, stop by, man. They got really a lot of cookies. Break down some cash, too. Un caldo de res. Yeah, caldo de res is pretty good. Have y'all ever done I don't know if you've tried them, bone marrow, Dr. James?
No, I haven't.
Sacalachelas. It's not Friday, bro. Let me tell you, bone marrow, oh my Lord, it's delicious. And you get it in the caldo de res, you'll sometimes get that little circle-ish little bone, and you'll have the tuétano, and then you eat it up. I like to suck on it. It's good stuff, bro. Good morning, Nilda. They actually serve them at and please don't take my little comment out of context, guys, please. But I like to get at La Troje. They serve the half a bone, like that halfways, and that little bone marrow inside. Delicious. Hey, Marco Garibay. I saw your son yesterday. Marco, I saw your son yesterday on a live video. They were playing some music out there on Instagram. Yana, good morning. Good morning, Daniel, my man. You be safe. Love you, bro. Glad you're doing good. Diana, good morning. Where are we going to talk about this morning? Well, that's a great question and a great segue. Actually, we did get the numbers yesterday, and the numbers don't look good for Brownsville, Texas. Again, we are at 123 positives for Brownsville, Texas. I think it's in the upper 70s in regards to the number of positives. And again, Dr. James, we're hitting the 20s pretty hard. Did you get to see the list?
Oh yes, oh yes. Younger and younger folks are coming out positive. It seems to me maybe the older adults and people with underlying conditions are trying to stay home, but the younger adults are not.
Well, I'm looking at the list right now. You know that there's only one individual over the age of 66 on that list. There's only
Wow.
one individual over the age of 66 on the list, and it's an 85-year-old individual who probably is in a nursing home. Only one over 66, and let me tell you guys, 66 is still very, very young. Very, very young. Very, very young. Good morning. God is good. God is great. Amen, Daniel. God bless. Sikemakus. Good morning, Erasmo. Have a blessed day. You too, bro. Or Rachel, sorry, mi amor. Good morning. Saludos, matamorenses. Amo a mi Matamoros querido. Y Matamoros está en muchos problemas tal igual. Ahorita vamos a hablar de Matamoros. CDC won't revise school guidelines despite White House push. Good. Look, I like this comment. President Bush is throwing out there. President Bush?
Oh wow.
President Trump! President Papi Trump. Sorry, Papi Trump. Send me a check. Papi Trump is out there, saying that the schools have to open and, wanting CDC to lessen the restrictions in regards to coming back to school. And the CDC is standing up to Trump. That is called leadership. That is called integrity. That is called honor, and that is called love for the community. Again, guys,
And standing up to a bully too.
Standing up to a bully, guys. This is leadership right here. The directors, the individuals from the CDC are saying, no way, Jose. We will not revise the guidelines just because Papi Trump is throwing a fit. This is leadership. This is integrity. This is love for community. This is honor. Something that is void. And I make mention of that because this morning, Laurita goes out there and throws out a post. Oh, it's not our fault as the district. It's not the superintendent's fault. It's not our fault as the board members. I'm sorry, guys. Anyone that does not stand up to bullies, and that is what the president is trying to do. That is what Greg Abbott are trying to do and Mike Moroth are trying to do because they're following his footsteps. Anyone that goes and abides by what Trump says as law is nuts, is crazy. And I'm sorry, Laurita, it's not a time. Your people are applauding you on and saying, oh, you're wonderful, Laurita, you're amazing, you're great. That's fine. You can have your yes people around you all day long. It's not going to do an ounce of good for our community. It's not. The facts are facts. And this isn't fake news, Laurita. It's not fake news. The facts are facts. Dr. James, we've had doctors on here, scientists, individuals that are at the forefront of this fight, and they've all said the same thing. Do not send children back onto campus. Do not. It's going to be a petri dish. It is without the Rona, sir. It is without the Rona. Kids get everything under the sun on campus already. Someone put out a post and a meme about they still can't control the piojos. That's lice.
Yes, lice. Yes.
They still can't control the lice. And they think they're going to control the Rona, Dr. James?
I cannot. I just don't understand what they're thinking. I really, really don't. I mean, the youngest little kids, I mean, they sneeze and then they have their mucus all over their hands, and they're going to sneeze into their mask, and then they're going to have to clean their mask. And and I love the little kids. I've been there. I've taught the young kids, and they're fun, but they're also not the cleanest.
They definitely are not, guys. And I'm sorry, guys. Laurita, stop hiding behind President Trump. You know, you claim to be such an adamant, strong uh, liberal. Stop hiding behind President Trump. Grow backbone and start making decisions that actually help our community, not hurt our community. Because you're the one that pushed and voted to extend superintendent contract by a year, by a damn year, Laurita. You're the one that voted not to give teachers a raise, a decent, halfway decent raise, something. And you want to say that we're dispensing fake news? No, but shut up, Laurita. Goodness gracious! And you know what? I'm tired of all these politician games, guys. I'm tired of all these politicians. Now, where were these people? I mean, we've been out here, trying to inform individuals, letting people know the facts, the truth for months already. And what have we been saying? That our teachers and our people on campuses are coming out positive. Is that fake news, Lorita? We've been saying that our people are dying, that we're on the front line out there probably serving food to our students. Is that fake news? We've been out there warning in regards to not doing graduation, that the way that it was done, and because people are going to come out positive, they have. Is that fake news? We've warned about sending our staff onto campus in the middle of summer, limited staff. We warned about it, and they've come out positive. Is that fake news? Really? Our students. We said, do not send our students, do not send our kids out to weight train, conditioning, and all this other crap out there. Don't send our band students. We said, do not send them. And they come back positive. Is that fake news, Laurita? What the hell is fake news? What is fake news? I'll tell you what. You know what is fake news, Dr. James? Fake news are these numbers that we're getting in regards to the number of deaths here in Brownsville, Texas. That's fake news. And you know what? It creates this false sense of security where these stupid politicians come out and say these stupidities. It's a stupidity, Laura. And again, I challenge you, come on and let's discuss it face to face. I mean, you already said that I'm going to run against you for place 5 on the board. Let's fight about it. Come on. And I mean, I'll give you as much time as you need. Won't be blocked, won't be shut off. Come and defend your point of view. But you know what is fake news? Is those numbers that the county's producing. Because there's no way that there was only 2 deaths in Brownsville yesterday. There's no way. Look, we have paramedics, guys. We have paramedics that are struggling. And something that Maida put out here. I just saw a video of Valley first responders. They're out there urging everyone to call Abbott and for the Valley to shut down. They cannot take the pressure anymore. These are our people on the front line. Laura, is that fake news? Is this fake news, Lorita? Right here. And Dr. James, I sent you the picture, Dr. James. I sent you the picture of our first responders. They're the ones that are actually transporting our individuals back and forth, when they can, back and forth to the hospitals. And what are they saying? Hospitals are full. These are our first responders. These are our guys, our professionals guys out there. Waiting time is 4 or 5 hours via ambulance. Can you imagine waiting 4 and 5 hours for an ambulance, Dr. James, if you just had a heart attack?
And then you can't even get admitted. They have to take you by helicopter to San Antonio or even somewhere in Louisiana.
That's madness. And it's all because we are not being a proactive community, guys. We don't have the ambulances. We do not have ambulances in the city of Brownsville. I've been fighting this for years. Had 6 ambulances. We got another 7 ambulances for a city the size of Brownsville. Nombre, shut up. Shut up. It's not enough. And now with COVID-19 going rampant, 4 and 5 hour wait time. Laurita, is that fake news, Laurita? Laurita la exploradita. Is that fake news? What the hell is fake news? People dying from COVID. Right there.
It's not the correct one. Oh, the number out there, people dying from COVID, is not the correct one. We are responding. This is our frontline people, guys. You don't want to believe me. You don't want to believe Dr. James. You don't want to believe anything that's been said out here. Believe them. They're fighting this at the front line. We are responding from 3 to 5 deaths a day. A day. Guys, look at the obituary report that Jorge Lerma, an amazing friend, amazing firefighter. Jorge Lerma posted a picture of the Brownsville Herald obituary page. And he stated, I have never seen more than 30 individuals on the obituary page ever in my life. And you know what, guys? Neither have I. And they're not all out there dying from heart attacks. They're not all there dying from natural causes, guys. It's COVID-19. Laurita, is that fake news? I mean, is the Herald making it up? Are the funeral homes exaggerating when they say they are being overworked? Not enough space? Pending results due to symptoms or have come into contact with someone, funeral homes are at full capacity. This is something they aren't telling you all. Guys, our first responders are speaking out because they are overwhelmed. They're used to staying quiet. Our first responders, goodness gracious, and to what Dr. James was making mention of, heads up, this is no joke. And think hard if you really have to go out and about and enjoy your life. Valley Regional Medical Center has no beds available. This is here in Brownsville. Maintenance department director waited 10 hours in ambulance outside of our hospital. 10 freaking hours. Gave up and just went home. I mean, these are our people. They can't get service. And the individuals that are out there are, like Dr. James said, they're having to be airlifted to San Antonio, Austin, or somewhere maybe in Louisiana. What part of that is fake news, Laurita? What part is fake news? Goodness gracious, man. Our community's dying, and you want to put up political posts bashing Trump? Start taking an ounce of responsibility for your stupidity. Our people are dying. 10 hours, guys. 10 hours. Our people are having to wait inside an ambulance in order to get into the hospital. My goodness gracious.
And then there's not even a bed there. And they're trying to airlift them out into San Antonio. But San Antonio doesn't have the room either. They're running out of beds. They're running out of medical personnel. They're bringing them in from Colorado, military medical personnel for support in San Antonio. And then,
yes, Becky.
Oh, then are they going to airlift them into Louisiana? Well, Baton Rouge also is in the same situation that we are. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They also have a testing site just like we do at Edinburgh. 5,000 a day are going to be tested. 5,000 a day, and they were supposed to be open until 6 yesterday. They had to shut down at 4 because the lines were so long, and they didn't have any more tests.
Daniel, you're right. I believe the kids should not be back in school. Look, Daniel, it's wasted time. They've wasted precious time on stupidities. That's what has happened. They've wasted precious time. All this time they could have been preparing for online remote learning. All this time they could have been out there and changing the air conditioning system in order to produce something that won't be contaminating anyone and everyone that goes into these death houses. That's what they are. They are death houses. Our buildings are death houses. Stop it. I'm very scared. Being a BISD teacher with diabetes, a grandson with respiratory problems, and now a pregnant daughter, my second grandchild, of which I want to be with. Diana, this is the same case with 80 or 90% of the teachers out there. But you know what? The other 10% are still out there kissing the butt of these board members and this superintendent. It doesn't help individuals that are afraid. Go online and check Herald obituary listings, and you'll get a more accurate and sombering number. That's right. And I've been saying it for weeks. These numbers are not real that the county is producing. They benefit no one by underplaying the numbers. Call our funeral homes. Check on their websites. Compare them to the Brownsville Herald online. Don't buy that piece of trash. It's a piece of trash. Yes, and the numbers are on 2. Yes, and the numbers are 2 to 3. Can you imagine numbers being 2 to 3 weeks late?
If that's the case, and we're only reporting 1, 2, 3 deaths a day now, then if that's true, where are we going to be in 2, 3 weeks? Yikes!
Why doesn't the mayor of the county judge mandate the community with certain last names to go get essentials by using their last names to go get alphabetical? I don't know. I mean, I just don't want to get to that point. I honestly don't want to get to that point. But I mean, we've got to find something different. We've got to look. If Joe, if we as a community, actually told individuals, you cannot take your children to the supermarket. You cannot take your children to HEB. I mean, does everyone agree that would be look? And this is what gets me, Dr. James. Everyone, I think, agrees that that's a good idea. Stop taking your children. Don't you agree, sir? Stop taking your children back and forth. I think everyone out there would agree with that. Am I correct, guys? And someone contradict me, because there's always going to be that fool out there going like, "Nah, you're wrong." Even Laurita, despite the fact that she's out there crying, Erasmo, fake news. Okay, Laurita. Well, would you agree not to take your children back and forth to HEB? You haven't taken your kids out anywhere. So if you would agree not taking your kids to Walmart and to HEB, and I think even Laurita would agree. Yes, Laurita? Because we know you watch regularly. So you would agree, Laurita, right? Yes. I'm going to say yes. Okay. These people that are taking their kids to Walmart and HEB, they're only going for 30, 45 minutes. Is that about right, Dr. James?
I don't know. Well, sometimes they're going up and down the aisles and reading all the labels, I think.
All right, say an hour.
From what I understand, I don't know. I haven't even been in there myself. We do curbside.
Let's say by average an hour. They're there an hour, with the kids, right? And we can all, and listen to me, guys. We can all agree that it's a no. It's a wrong. Then what the hell is this school board thinking about sending 2,000 students per campus? Well, for the high schools, 2,000 students per campus into one enclosed area. What makes them think that that's okay? If everyone agrees that children should not be at Walmart and HEB when they're coming into contract to maybe 500 people, why do they think it's a smart idea to send them off to a campus with 2,000 people, Dr. James?
It's not a good idea. I mean, that's one of our guidelines. We're supposed to avoid large crowds. We're supposed to stay home if we don't have to be out. Now, I understand people have to work, and that's one of the reasons why they want the schools open. But what do these people do in a typical summer anyway? In a typical summer, their kids are not in school. Let's keep them safe in the fall. Keep them safe. Keep them home.
Heard that there are full families with COVID, everyone infected, even the kids at home. Can you imagine the infections at the schools? How many of us are going to die? Very stressful. It is very stressful. And again, Maida, someone agree with me or someone disagree with me. We all can agree on not having kids go back and forth to Walmart and HEB. And this is one vieja fodonga with 5 kids. One vieja fodonga showing her panza and her belly button out there with 5 kids out there grabbing and touching everything with the lint, with a pelucita and a belly button. That's one vieja fodonga. And we can agree it's a no. Keep the kids at home. Then why is it so hard to understand that we cannot send the kids down to a campus where we don't know? There are too many non-knowns. There are too many unknowns. Now, that's fine, Laurita. I mean, and I'm answering to your response because, again, and look, say my name, Laurita. You don't have to go, oh, well, people are out there spreading fake news. Say my name. Say my name. You see how easy it is for someone to say your name? Laurita, la exploradita, say my name. Say my name. Again, you think it's okay for individuals to go into HEB and Walmart and stop hiding again behind Trump? Stop hiding behind Trump. And again, Show me what fake news we've shared on here, and I'll retract. Just 1 ounce of fake news. I mean, did you not vote to give? Did you not vote to give the superintendent a big old chunk of money, an extension to his contract? Aren't you out there praising and kissing his feet? Oh, he's such a great guy. He's so awesome. I love him. La horadita exploradita likes to exploit fake news. Listen to the doctor, you idiot. Exactamente, guys. We've got doctors out here. We've got scientists out here. We've got educated individuals. I mean, we've got our mayor out here coming and saying, guys, stay home. Stay home. Stay home. And no.
These guidelines have been around for decades, centuries. These are the same guidelines that we tried to do back in 1918 and 1919 when we had the influenza, the Spanish flu. Same guidelines, but history is repeating itself. And during the Spanish flu, there were four waves of the virus back then. And the second one was the worst and most deadly. And when was it? In the fall when schools opened. That's exactly when it was.
Exactamente. Exactamente. Dr. Mari last night said that the number reported are not accurate. Dr. Mari said it, and he's in the front line, guys. I mean, you don't want to believe me, Laurita? Believe Dr. Mari. Last night, I agree with you when you said, le puedes poner el muerto y no entiende. Yeah, you could put the dead, you could, look it, you could stack the dead bodies in front of this board, in front of these people that are out here saying it's a hoax, it's not true. You could stack the bodies, and there'd be 70 bodies up in front of them, and they'll still say, it's fake news. It's fake news. It's not real. Shut up. Shut up. I'm tired of these people. Dios mío, sálvanos. Amen. Erasmo, the GOAT. You're the GOAT, Julio. Love you, bro. What's going to happen if our first responders get sick or burned out? Lynn, we're there.
It's already happening.
Yeah, it's already happening, Lynn. Our first responders are falling ill. They're sick. They're testing positive. The fire chief is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I have not heard from him. And, you know, if I don't hear from him, you're not hearing from him either.
Burnout is real. Compassion fatigue is real, too. When first responders and medical professionals and even mental health professionals are giving empathy and helping and trying to take care of everybody else first, trying to take care of them, and they haven't taken care of themselves, they run into that risk of compassion fatigue and losing that empathy. They are there. They are absolutely there. I've heard of nurses who have tested positive, who have not finished their days of quarantine, who are being pressured to get back to the hospitals to work when they're still positive.
Amen. But look at Gavita is right. Gavita is right. Laredo has said, you know what? We're not going to open up the school for 6 weeks, and we're going to wait and see. And I'll tell you what, Gavita, what's going to happen. They're going to extend that at least all the way to January, because the Laredo did the right thing. They did the right thing. It's too soon, guys. Anyone disagree that it's too soon to send our amazing staff? Look at, guys, I just posted right now before coming on, Rivera High School. Rivera High School is closed because one of our personnel out there, who is everywhere around the school, they had to close the school down in order to clean it out. But they've been condemned by Laurita and Minervita and Filipito and little Eddie and by the stupid Drew and stupid Prissy. They condemned these people to go into these places and contract COVID-19, where they could have stayed at home. Stayed at home. There was no reason or purpose to send our staff onto the campus. And let me tell you, there's absolutely, positively no reason to send our students into a death trap. And again, I made it very clear, guys, and someone disagree with me, Laurita. Let's disagree with me. Show me that's fake news. Our buildings are old. They produce mold. Mold. There's still mold in our buildings. I'm not making this up. Someone show me where it's fake news. Ask our teachers. Ask our band directors. Goodness gracious. Ask our personnel out there. They're going to tell you exactly the same thing. They're yelling. I'm trying to get it back. I'm still trying to agree. Let the doctor talk. Dr. James.
Hey, it's your show.
No. This is true. Sorry. Funeral homes are on the waiting list. We know this for a fact. Brownsville leaders, wake up. It's time to step up. This is the right for the city of Brownsville. I'm trying to get my camera out of you. You're right, Antonio. Maria Martinez, we hear fine. Thank you, doctor, for speaking.
You're welcome.
Screaming hurts my ears. I would like to hear the doctor speak.
I know all I do is I read as much as I can. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a pharmacist. My doctorate is in counseling. I'm a therapist. But I do read scientific journals. I do read medical journals, and I try to find out as much of the facts and the science and the truth that is out there. So I'm not spreading fake news. What I'm trying to share with everybody is what I have studied and read on. Stay home. Non-essential travel. There is a positive correlation with the numbers of positives with this virus and non-essential travel and mobility. Stay home unless you absolutely have to go out, i.e. you have to work, you have to go get your medicine, you have to go get groceries, and you do that and you get home. Otherwise, you shouldn't be out. If you have to be out, follow the guidelines. Wear a mask. Keep your distance. Avoid the large crowds and wash your hands. You know, I've heard some experts say they wash their hands upwards of 50, 100 times a day, and that's with the 20 seconds and the big lather of soap and everything. Are our little kids going to do that at school? Who's going to monitor that and make sure that they do? It's frightening.
It is frightening. Been saying it for a while to minimize people shopping at Walmart and HEB for 2 months. Francisco, you've been exactly right. We've been saying exactly the same thing. Now, we all agree people shouldn't be taking their kids to Walmart and Sam's where there's about 500 people. So are we now saying that it's okay to send kids to school for 8 hours a day? 6 to 8 hours a day. Are we saying that now it's okay? No, it's even worse because they're contained in there for longer periods of time where they're going to come into direct contact with, unfortunately, teachers, because there's no other way of teaching, and other students. It's a disaster waiting to happen. And yes, there are positives out there at Rivera and at Veterans AOBE Post today. There are positives out there. And again, Dr. James, this is with minimal staff on campus. You're talking about maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 people on campus. And we're still producing positives like crazy, folk. I mean, you're talking about big campuses, guys. You know, Veterans and Rivera, they're huge. Yeah. And with these huge campuses, the minimal amount of staff that are out there are still coming out positive. What's going to happen, guys, when at Rivera you send 2,500 students? At Rivera, just as students. Rivera has 2,500 students. Veterans has 1,800, 2,000 students. 2,000 students. We're not even talking about staff yet. What's going to happen? Anyone?
Let's say, just for sake of argument, you have 2,500 students at Rivera. 5%, let's say 5% end up positive. That's going to be like around 125. They're going to go home, and people and their families are going to get infected. Say maybe another 4 or 5. So that's 125 times 5. That's 625. And what if that's just one day? I mean, this and just one school, one campus. Our numbers were so much lower. We were in so much better shape back in March. And why? We were staying home. Our numbers are going through the roof right now. Why? Because people are going out and they're not following guidelines. They're not wearing their masks. If you don't have to be out, don't go. If you have to, follow the guidelines. It's that simple. we've caused part of this problem, but going back into the schools is going to just make it a whole lot worse, And history has shown it before. It happened in 1918 in the fall with the influenza pandemic then. The second wave was the worst, and it was the worst in the fall and in September and October when kids went back to school.
Bertha, I'll respond to your comment. Same thing. What the hell were you thinking about drinking and driving? Let me tell you something, Bertha. I dealt with my drinking and driving. I dealt with it head on, face forward. But my drinking and driving, thank be to God, fortunately, only affected me, myself, and I. So I've manned up to my mistake. I've come out there and said it publicly. So I have nothing to hide, Berta. Now, you who have lived a perfect past, Berta, you have never made a mistake. Maybe you should be a little bit more vocal in regards to other concerns that actually affect a community as a whole. You stupid person. Stupid person. I mean, you could come out here and blast every single mistake that I made. Let me tell you, I've posted it first. I've manned up to it. I've gone through the process, Berta. Look, if you want to go out there and defend your friend Laurita and all those other people out there that are screwing the community, that are screwing your children, that's your call, chick. But don't come on here and try to throw crap in my face in regards to my previous mistakes, unless you got a clean house, baby. Idiot. Stupid. Big facts. Yes. Thank you, doctor. BID plus kids equals genocide. It does. I understand single parents, but I still see two adults with one baby.
That's in HEB and Walmart. Yes, I'm seeing whole families go in. Just one family member has to go. Everybody doesn't have to go.
Address numbers for shopping, even numbers Monday, Wednesday, Friday, odd numbers Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, something different. I mean, and unfortunately, we don't even have to get to that point. It's unfortunate that we might have to get to that point, but we shouldn't have to, man. Why is it so hard to do the damn right thing? La escuela, Travis Elementary, se enfermaron todo este año, flu, la gripa, tuvieron que limpiar con un químico muy fuerte y luego se llevaron de roncha, se imaginan, con el corona-19, ¿qué es lo que el gobierno quiere hacer con nuestros hijos? No, shut up. No, shut up. Es un desastre. Dr. James, can you agree that everyone going to get this COVID, like it or not?
I hope not. I would hope not to say everybody. Now, just from what I've read about what they call herd immunity, I mean, that's when the population finally, after a course of time, develops that immunity. But that's when there's a vaccine, and we have between 70 and maybe 90% of the population do contract the particular virus. I would hope that it would not be everybody 100%. Yikes. That's super scary, because if right now we're seeing maybe 80% of positives are mild. They may be even sick for 3, 4, 5 weeks, but they can still manage it at home without going to the hospital. The other 20%, it's going to the hospital and getting help. And then of that, 5% are ICU. And then of that, like another 1.5%, 2% are fatalities. If we're talking about 100% of the population, and we're talking 1.5% of the entire world getting it, that would be disaster. That's a lot of people.
Too many people.
Ooh, way too many people. It's already too many people.
It is already too many people. It is time to listen to the medical professionals. Christy's 100% right. You know what? We need to start listening to our doctors. We need to start listening to our nurses. And let me tell you, I'm in contact with one nurse in particular every single day, and that is my sister. My sister's a nurse, and let me tell you, it's not easy on our nurses out there, our phlebotomists, our cath unit individuals. It's not easy for anyone that's working at the hospital. I mean, the secretaries that are manning the front desk. It's not easy for anyone at the hospital. And I include them when I say medical professionals. Every individual out there, it's not easy for them. And they are all telling us the same thing, exactly what Dr. James just mentioned. They're telling us exactly the same thing. Do not be going out If you don't have to, keep the kids at home. They're all saying the same damn thing. The same thing. Look at what our EMT people are saying. Guys, this is real. The numbers are fake. There are more deaths that are being reported. Listen to them. You don't have to listen to me. Again, one of the things that I hope is through these things is to produce enough information for individuals to do the research and to find out, to ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. We should shut down completely for a month and hope for these best. You know what? I don't want to shut down, man. I don't want to shut down. I want us to start acting it responsibly. Goodness gracious. And look,
yes.
As much as people say, Erasmo, we saw you walking down the street without a mask. I'm always alone. I'm always by myself. I like being by myself. I go eat tacos by myself most of the time. I go to the movies by myself when there is movies. There aren't any movies. I want my movies back. The EISD was in denial about being technologically prepared. 100%. She's right. Before March. Then when school had to go online, it was a failure. For 2 months, they couldn't decide on a calendar. It's time for them to bring in technology specialists and go. Margaret is 100% right. Guys, I've been fighting this with this district for over a year. With our city commission for a year. And I brought it to everyone's attention on Tuesday. I mean, they voted for $150,000. Ram out in the city, Ramiro. Goodness gracious. And he wants to pay people $50 an hour. $50 an hour, up to 400 hours for nothing. Nothing. $50 an hour. Who the hell makes $50 an hour in Brownsville? I wish I made $5 an hour. $50 an hour for nothing. Nothing. More studies, more reviews, more surveys. Not going to help anyone in the city of Brownsville. That's what they voted on. Do you remember the $150,000 they spent on changing the logo for the city of Brownsville? Number, shut up. Shut up. Well, no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Trump's new campaign name should be Make America Rona Again. That's actually good. Mara. And let me tell you, actually, Mara is a biblical name. It is. You know what Mara means, Dr. James?
Yes.
You do? What does Mara mean?
You tell me.
I got you. Mara means anguish, pain. Mara. Because of las aguas de Mara. Hey, that's a good one, Mara. Time traveler. Think about it. Mara, make America great again. Make America Rona again. Mara means anguish, distress, anxiety. It really does. I'm not even joking. I have a theological degree. I'm a teacher at BISD. I love my students, but I love my own children more, and I'm scared for them. Tony, you're right. And everyone should. Everyone should. Let the doctor speak. Oh, Diana, be nice. Erasmo, thank you for always caring and sharing the information. We are blessed to have someone like you. Love you. Don't stop fighting. You are a blessing to us, and you are a blessing to me. Thank you. Good morning. May God help us all. Amen, sister. There aren't any substitute school nurses. If we get sick, there aren't any more. Christy's right. And let me tell you, they're going to be the first, and I'm sorry to say this, Christy, they are our frontline individuals out there in regards to dealing with these, besides our teachers, dealing with these illnesses and these things. Let me tell you all something. One of our nursing homes, the reason one of our nursing homes went positive, Christy, was because of our medication aid. The medication nurse was positive and started distributing medicine to everyone in the nursing home. That's terrible. But can you imagine if one of our nurses is out there, contracts coronavirus and is out there distributing medication to our students? What about our special ed teachers and paraprofessionals that have to spoon feed our children? Our students. Some students, can't wear a mask. They're special ed students. They're being fed They have to be changed. There has to be this physical contact between a teacher or paraprofessional and the student. What's going to happen? Who's going to protect them when the parents come back and sue the district because the child tested positive? Who's going to defend them? The district? No way. The district is going to defend their butt. They're not going to just defend you, the teacher. They're not. And no one's talking about this. No one. First responders have been getting sick weeks ago. They cannot take it anymore. No. And my buddy out there, Fire Chief Sheldon, is at home right now. And they just sent me pictures of his beautiful Brownsville truck at home.
And even if they get sick, they're being pressured to get back to work as soon as possible.
Thank y'all for precious time to keep us updated. And yes, hospitals are overwhelmed. We're being asked if we can work extra as much as we can. Stay safe, guys. Keep a hand sanitizer in your pocket at all times. And yeah, I surround myself, and this isn't anything but hand sanitizer. It's not what some people accuse me of having. Hand sanitizer. It's not lube or anything. Hand sanitizer. Why in the Sam Hill? I love that expression. You're familiar with this one, this expression, right, Dr. James? Why the Sam Hill? Why the Sam Hill is the school district waiting until the campus becomes infected before they shut it down? Just shut them all down.
I'll tell you why. It's money. It's money. I mean, even President Trump has threatened to cut funding. And of course, 90% of our funding comes from state and local anyway, but threatening to cut funding, and it's coming from the state level too. If schools aren't open, if students aren't in attendance, no money. Then how are you going to pay teachers and staff? So that's part of where it comes from. And that's why we need to advocate. We need to advocate for our students, for employees, for our entire community, because this is going to affect everybody. Even if you don't have kids in school, even if you don't have a family member who works in a school, it's going to affect you too.
Dr. James, what's your opinion in regards to the vaccine? Because they are trying to rush over some vaccines. What is how safe will the vaccine be if they try to hurry it up?
All I know is what I've read in the scientific and medical journals, and by pushing forward with this, trying to get the vaccines ready early, they're still going through the different phases of testing. They're going through all of that, but what they're doing is investing the money to mass produce them ahead of time before the phases are complete. That way, if it is determined that they are safe, they already have all of them, rather than waiting until phase 3 is done, say in October, and then they're having to manufacture them. So that's what they're doing by speeding that up. They're not going to send out vaccines to the public that have not been determined to be safe. That phase 3 trial is when they give it to thousands and thousands of people in those trials. So it should be safe. May there be side effects? Sure. Just like with the flu vaccine, there are some side effects. Some people get pretty sick from it, depending on the year and the types of vaccines that are in it. Some people get mild symptoms. Usually when I get the flu vaccine, I'll develop a low-grade fever and maybe have body aches one night and then I'm done. But I'd rather have that than have the flu for 10 days like I did in 2005. I was very sick because I didn't get the vaccine. I'm not going to make that mistake again. But yes, it should be safe. It should be safe.
How are people going to get vitamin D? And I'll combine both your questions, Jay Ship. How are people going to get vitamin D, and how are people going to deal with depression staying at home because of COVID? I'll start. Dr. James is the expert in regards to depression, but I'll start with this, guys. Guys, it's like my grandmother used to say. You know, my grandmother, when we were at her house, and we said, "Grandma, I'm bored." You know what she'd do? She goes, "Así, váyase a cortar el zacate. Go outside and go cut the grass. Go out there and hedge the something, the bush or something. Go do something outside." Yeah, that's what she would say. And guys, people have to start to become creative. And I mean, no one is saying this to shut yourself up in a room, completely enclosed. I'm saying exactly the opposite. Do not go and enclose yourself. Go out there and go walk, go jog, go run, go out there and cut the yard, go out there and be a little bit active. No one is out there saying, Oh, staying closed forever. No one is saying that, man. Why are people misrepresenting what we're saying? We're saying do not live in fear. Go out there and enjoy as much of a life as you can, for goodness gracious. But be cautious. Don't live in fear. Be cautious, Dr. James.
As far as depression, trying to do the things that you enjoy, and maybe we're using wrong terminology with social distancing. It should be physical distancing, because we still can communicate. We're communicating right now. We're socializing and discussing and talking across technology. So staying in tune with your family and friends over the phone, over technology, is very important. Doing the things that you enjoy, getting outside, getting some air, getting some sunlight, and making sure that you do eat right and you sleep well. Those are two signs of depression. When I talk to individuals who say that they're experiencing symptoms of depression, I ask them, how are you sleeping? How is your appetite? Those are some important things. Having someone to talk to. Who's your support network? Who's your best bud? Who's your family member that you talk to when the chips are down, when you're feeling low? Who helps you pick you back up? You know, we need this social networking. It's very, very, very important. So maybe not so much social distancing, but physical distancing. And if you can't physical distance, then that's when you put on the mask.
Yeah, 100%. Amorcito, no, I'm concerned about it all. I get that everyone is scared to send their kids back to school, but they're not scared to have them out in the grocery store and parks without, no. And let me tell you, and I'm going to say this and I might get in trouble. I don't care. These people, the fodongos out there that are out there, like with the kids, at Walmart, these are the people that want their kids back at school. Esta gente que no, que se vayan a la escuela. They don't want them in the house anymore. Because for a lot of these people, and teachers, correct me if I'm wrong, for a lot of these people, they think that school is a daycare. They just want the kids to go, get out of here. And it's the same type of people. And you know what? And as bad as this may sound, a lot of these students are the ones that are the rabble rousers, you know? So teachers are going to get stuck with schools full of rabble rousers, rabble rousers, because that's what the parents have done. They've made them the pacification of America. That's what they've done. They're the ones that, I know, mi hijo es un angelito. Mi hijo es un angelito. The teacher's the bad one. It's not my junior. Not my junior. It's the teacher that's the bad one. That's the bunch of students that number of students are going to be out there on the campuses, guys. And these are the students that do not listen to instructions anyway. That's part of the problem. They don't listen to their parents at home. The parents want to get rid of them. They're going to send them to school. These are the individuals that if you tell them, hey, social distance, hey, put on that mask, they're going to go and flip the finger at the teacher. Those are the people that are going to be out there on the campuses, guys, flipping the finger at the teacher. You can't do anything to me. CPS. And I'm going to call them. You're abusing me. You're hurting my feelings, my emotions, my sentiments. That's what's going to happen. So teachers, you're screwed any which way you look at it. You're screwed. Screwed. And the board, they don't care. It's fake news, Erasmo. It's fake news. Shut up, Laurita. Shut up. Go and prepare your testimony because you're going to be called in to testify. You were subpoenaed to go speak at Sylvia's trial. Go tell the people. Tell the people what you did. Fake news. Tell the truth. You're going to have to do it on stand anyway. Fake news, my butt. The people on the board do not know enough about online learning, and they are making the decision. Excuse me, but this makes no sense. BISD better make a call to Laredo BISD and figure out what they need to do to go. Margaret's right. Margaret's right. They need help. And I was, why do you give these people the time of day? You are an awesome person. Nobody is perfect. No, because you know what? I'll respond to anything and everything. You know, again, I am transparent. I don't care. I will answer anything. She didn't do it. I can't even remember her name, whatever this chick was. She didn't do it in a disrespectful way. She tried to throw a little, sucker punch. I can take a sucker punch. I can take a punch to the face if need be. I don't care. So I don't care, people. But don't come out here and try to be so sanctimonious. And that's what really gets me about people, because really, as you're talking about my DWI, my Class B misdemeanor that happened last year, that's more important to you. And these people are the ones that are out there cheering for Sylvia Atkinson, the one that actually stole millions of dollars from our students. Now, has anyone ever questioned why Erasmo's face was on the front page of the Brownsville Herald every other day for a Class B misdemeanor? A Class B misdemeanor. While this chick stole millions and millions of our students and our community. They stole your money, people. Prissy, Drew, Philip, Laurita, and Lil Eddie, they continue to help Sylvia pocket money. And are these people upset? No, they're cheering them on. Oh yes, Laurita, you're right. Erasmo is such a bad guy. Erasmo is just a hater. He's negative. He's fake news. Shut up, stupids. We all make mistakes, but we learn from them, and at least he doesn't steal. Don't steal my children's money. Not a cent. But what about the working parents that can't stay home? Audra, we're going to have to figure it out, Audra.
Go to work, but follow the guidelines. I mean,
Well, I think
we're saying if you don't have to go out, if it's not essential. If it's essential and you have to go out, and work, by all means work. But wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your distance, and take care of your family too, because
I think Otter's referring to students.
You possibly could expose your kids to other family members. So take care of yourselves, take care of your family.
I think Audra is referring to what about leaving the children at home? Audra, my suggestion is make arrangements. I mean, when you go on date night or something, you find someone to take care of the kids at home. We're going to have to make arrangements. And look, guys, when we say we all have to be in this together, we have to work together. So, guys, we're going to have to find solutions to our own problems and not expect the district to answer every single problem that we have out there. The teachers don't have all the answers out there. It would be a disservice. It would be piling up more than they already have already. So we're all going to have to sacrifice a little bit. It's like being married. Entering into a relationship, being married, you have to sacrifice a little bit. Well, right now, this Corona, it's like a marriage. You're going to have to sacrifice a little bit in order to
actually you sacrifice a lot.
Yes.
My grandmother used to tell me a marriage is not a 50-50 proposition.
No.
It's a lot of 90-10.
Yeah. Well, y'all know about it. I'm married to my 3 cats. Heard Matamoros, Mexico, no, they're not. Matamoros is in trouble, in serious trouble. I mean, they're literally closing down grocery stores, Oxxos, 7-Eleven. They're shutting down everything. It's gotten to the point that a lot of the individuals that are, that work in the cartels, they're forcing people. They're telling people to stay home. And, you may want to, tell your police officers or your electric leaders, you're not going to tell the cartel, not too much. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that the cartels are taking that stance. As much crazy as that may sound, I appreciate that they're out there forcing people to stay home. It's the right call. It's the right thing to do. Well said. That's a good job. Love you, Rachel. Big Bertha Butt. Get great info today. Thank you, Diana. God bless you. I totally agree. Just ignore. You need to ignore stupidity. Yeah, I know. I mean, if y'all know me, I like to face everything head on. It is nobody's perfect. Don't listen to them. It's okay. I don't mind. What sucks is that Brownsville does not tell you the numbers of the hospitalized people right now. They don't. No one is. The only ones that are out there saying it is myself. And look, guys, I want to thank our nurses out there at the nursing homes, our nursing directors. I want to thank the nursing director from Fox Hollow. Actually had a great conversation with him. Have a great conversation with them. I appreciate that they're very forthcoming and upfront. I want to thank all our funeral homes directors. Now, Trevino Funeral Home on Southmost, please listen to what I'm saying. Trevino Funeral Home in Brownsville, Southmost. Please do not permit more than 10 people to go into the viewing of dead bodies. Please do not have open caskets in regards to COVID-19, guys. You all know the guidelines, Trevino. Please adhere to them. I've gotten too many reports already that y'all are not following the guidelines, guys. Please do not make me go. Guys, look, I don't want to go and visit different places, but I will. Do not do what is inappropriate. You are taking care of my people down southmost. I am from southmost. Please, 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 please. So, guys, everyone out there, all my funeral homes, please adhere to the regulations and guidelines strictly. You are a leader in the community. And right now, we're looking to you all for the final call, our last responders, guys. So please, please adhere to guidelines, guys. And again, just saying it. Wow, Bertha acts like people are perfect and people are not entitled to make a mistake. It's the same people, guys. It's the same people that want to go. Erasmo, back in 1998, you had two bounce checks. Shut up. I think about needing an ambulance at a campus if we need. Oh my God, Christy, can you imagine, Dr. James? Can you imagine if one of our students out there, falls out sick or something and needs an ambulance to take him, via emergency to a hospital? And what hospital are they going to take them? They're jam packed.
Exactly. We don't have the ambulances available. We don't have the beds in the hospital available. We have the helicopters, that are having to take folks to San Antonio, even to other states like Louisiana, because there's just no room and no space. Yes, that's scary. What happens to us now? What happens if we have a kid at school who during PE breaks an arm and has to go? What are we going to do? What are we going to do when a teacher's blood sugar goes off and they need to go? What happens if somebody has a heart attack or a stroke? Appendicitis. What if somebody has appendicitis and there's no ambulance available at the school? What our school employees are not supposed to be transporting kids to the hospital. So what are they going to do?
It's crazy. If one has contracted the virus, can that person get the virus again? Yes.
It's entirely possible. Sure.
Yes, we have one doctor, and I can't remember her name. Very, very public. I think she's from Hidalgo County. One of our local doctors tested positive, then tested negative. Was already a recovered individual, and then again tested positive. And actually, it's a very, very sad situation.
Another scary component about this virus is what they refer to as the long tail of the virus, like a tornado's tail, or the long haulers. People are recovering or testing negative after having been sick for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're getting symptoms again, or symptoms don't really go away months later. Can you imagine months later still having chills, fever every once in a while, still having gastro problems, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea months later? Frightening stuff.
My kids suffer from chronic asthma, and they are the most vulnerable to get infected by COVID. And my prayers for you, Mari. But this is the case of most of our students out here, Dr. James. Most of our students, just look at, we're all Mexican here, Well, most of us, Dr. James, but the great number of the population of our students are Mexican, and just being Mexican already, that sets you off in a demographic of being with underlying conditions already. So goodness gracious, a lot of our kids out there suffer from asthma, diabetes, and a lot of other things. And what's even worse is, let's say the kids are okay, the parents aren't necessarily. I mean, I don't think there's one household out there that doesn't have at least one or two family members that have underlying conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying that's for sure, but there might be, most of the households out there, they have an individual loved one, someone that's very, very close by that has an underlying.
Many families who have extended family members, grandma, grandpa, aunt, and uncle also live in the house. And you're absolutely right. Vulnerable populations with underlying conditions. We got to keep them safe too.
We do. And Sandra works out there at the front office. Let me tell you, Sandra, look at what happened to Hannah. At Hannah, I mean, the front office staff. So anyone thinks that those protective shields or, being behind those little glass things are going to protect our people, they are not. I mean, our front office staff at Hannah have tested positive. Front office staff. They didn't need to be there, Sandra. They did not need to be there. They should not have been there. Mr. Mayor, time for Cat 5. It's coming, Louis. It's coming. If it's not come to Mercedes, we have the drive in and it's open. Oh my God, I love the drive in. I remember that drive in that we had. I don't know how long you've been here in Brownsville, Dr. James, but we had a drive in down south most. It was amazing.
I've been here 17 years.
No, then you have didn't see it. I agree with Margaret and me too. We need to shout down people is not going to act responsible. They're not. The superintendent makes more than $50 an hour, and for what? Oh, my God, too much money. BIZ is not enough for you to corrupt, but now you want to be a murderer of children. Bitch it up. It's true. The scoreboard, bad. Make America sane again, masa. Hey, now there's something I'd like. I like some masa. I like tortillas de masa. Me encantan las tortillas de masa. Bien tostaditas. Guasamara. Yeah, instead of spending millions of dollars on a disinfecting machine that don't work, BISD incompetence should have been invested those millions in technology for distant learning. Sam's completely right. Completely right. Saludos para Elma. Hola, Marco. Saludos. Good morning, Mr. E. Do you or anyone know if they're going to extend unemployment? As of right now, no. Unemployment is going to end on the 27th of July. As of right now, no. We're hoping that something changes in the next couple of weeks for all our people out there that are benefiting from unemployment. I'm very worried about pharmacy and pharmacy techs as well. I feel like pharmacies aren't careful enough. Mm-hmm. I visited Autry's pharmacy because I received a concern, and I visit all pharmacies when I get a concern. And Autry's pharmacy looks like the boy in the plastic bubble. They've got plastic all the way around, and all my people out there are wearing face coverings, face masks, and face shields. So again, I hope not. We need our pharmacists. We need our pharmacies. We can only hope that they're all out there doing the right thing, and that they're keeping themselves safe for themselves, for our community, and for their family members.
And we have to be understanding because they're being overwhelmed too. I mean, they're having more and more and more and more people show up over there, and they're fatigued and they're tired as well. And we're all human. And when we're tired and fatigued, we're not getting enough rest and working too many hours and working overtime. Perhaps there's going to be times when that mask come down below the nose or whatever. I mean, they're trying their very best. So they need our support. They need our support. That's exactly what they need.
They do. Tony, yes, you will eat up all your sick days. And that's very, very unfortunate. There's a new measure, and I just posted it on my page. I'm going to do a little research on it in regards to the law of someone contracting COVID-19. I'm going to research it today. But again, as of right now, you will have to use up your 10 sick days. And, it's very unfortunate for teachers that really need them because they're getting some type of treatment. I spoke to my friend the other day who goes to Houston for treatment. He uses his sick days and, sometimes counts on other amazing teachers that share their sick days with my friend. Now, can you imagine individuals having to use up their 10 sick days because of COVID-19 and then not being able to go get cancer treatment, not being able to, spend a couple of days at home because of, chemotherapy, the drugs that they're taking? It's going to be a disaster for my teachers, guys, a disaster. And all because this board was adamant in regards to not doing the right thing, not doing the right thing.
And self-quarantine, I mean, the recommendation's 14 days and teachers only get 10 days a year.
Guys, there's an article out there. It reads, a woman in Texas has been diagnosed with the new coronavirus for the second time in 4 months. Meredith McKee posted on Facebook about her new diagnosis on Saturday, warning her friends and followers to take the ongoing pandemic seriously. The post has been shared many times. It says, for the second time in 12 weeks, guys, I've contracted COVID-19. Yes, you can get it again. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Again, I'm here to tell you that it is not over. Guys, we haven't even peaked here. We haven't even finished we haven't even plateaued. We're growing and growing and growing. It's right there, guys. People contracted twice in 4 months. You know what? And she was given a diagnosis of recovered. So she
What does
went out.
recovery mean? What does it mean?
We don't know. Doctors don't know. We're learning. If our schools go online, will our school taxes lower? No. No. There's one thing that politicians never do. They never lower taxes. No.
I saw a question last night that was asked. Well, since schools were closed for all that time, am I going to get that part of my taxes back? That would no,
No.
sorry,
You're right.
no.
Life skills, PCD, and SFL teachers have the most physical contact with students. I cannot imagine going back to work. Nah, you're right, Maria, and I'm right. We're all right. You know who's wrong? The superintendent and the stupid school board. Doctor said last night that even the best vaccine is only 50% effective. And again, we're still learning, Louis. We have
Yeah,
a
from
go.
what I read about those vaccines, I mean, I think the closest we got was the polio vaccine, so somewhere around 98%. So yes, none of them are going to be 100% effective. The flu vaccine never is. So, sometimes it's around 60% effective, but hopefully, and similarly to the flu vaccine, what will happen is you get the vaccine, you won't get as sick. Symptoms won't be as severe. You won't be in the hospital ICU or a statistic. That is the hope. So even though it might not be a cure, a 100% effective, it will help you not to be as severe.
No. We have a lot of students come to school but live in Matamoros. Matamoros is really bad right now. Why risk it? Let me tell you guys. Matamoros is in trouble. Is in serious trouble. And again, I love my kids, Matamoros kids. I love them to death. And, I always advocate for them, the ones that were coming over from Matamoros to come to school here. I love them to death. They would come in the rolas. That's what I think they call the rolas, ¿verdad? The vans that, la rolas, se llaman las rolas, the ones that come from Matamoros. They would come in la rolas. Can you imagine 20 kids in a rola coming from Matamoros to come to school here in Brownsville? Think of it, guys. And again, nothing against la rolas, nothing against my kids from Matamoros. I love them all. But can you imagine Matamoros is in serious trouble. Can you imagine the rolas coming over from Matamoros to bring schools August the 11th onto campus? 20 kids in a van? I mean, and I'm talking about a fleet of vans come over from Matamoros. A fleet of vans. It is concerning. Illegals cannot be sheltered due to the shelters not open due to virus. This is overwhelming. The Border Patrol and ICE, some of the illegals can be infected. Yeah. And I saw your comments, Indiana, and I agree. Our ICE agents and our Border Patrol agents are in serious trouble as well. Serious trouble. I mean, it has not stopped. Erasmo, our board members, Laura and Prissy, sending their kids to school in August? The answer is probably no. Prissy all of a sudden said that she's going to, take her child out of private school and bring them on to Vela Middle School. Then again, will they do it? I'm going to doubt that they will. Because you know why? Because they care about their children. They just don't care about yours. They care about their children. Laurita and Prissy, they care about their children. They don't care about yours. They don't. I don't care how many posts they throw out there. They don't care about theirs. They only care about putting money in Sylvia's pocket. That's the only thing that these people care about. The money, the cash. The school district I work for has prepared for distant learning. When it happened in March, students were given laptops and Wi-Fi's. When we had to go virtual, we were decently prepared, but we weren't perfect. Our students followed a schedule, didn't assign online, and us teachers were working at 150% to make sure everyone was able to get the work done. Distance learning can be done, and it can work. I don't think that the students should go back until medication or vaccine is ready. I agree with Evelyn 100%. 100%, Evelyn. You're exactly right. And we were telling
you, a step further, not just when the vaccine is ready, but after it has been disseminated and people have taken it, not just when it's been released and people have that opportunity, because not everybody's going to take it. I hope it's more than 50% of the population that will be willing to take that vaccine.
Yeah, and again, look, Evelyn, I've been yelling, and that's why I've lost my voice. We've been yelling for 3-4 months. Distant learning, remote learning, perfected, Wi-Fi. They've dragged their butts. They've dragged their butts because they're out there afraid of what's coming with Sylvia's court trial. They're more concerned about Sylvia's court trial than they are about protecting our children and our teachers and our staff. So again, I am always alone. Oh, I'll go eat lunch with you. Love you, Martin. I'm a teacher who has asthma, weak lungs, and an underlying heart condition, and I have to go into the classroom and teach children who may come into school with a virus. If you can keep them home, please do so. Keep them safe and keep our teachers safe, Evelyn. You know,
Take care of yourself. Follow your guidelines. God bless you.
Idea did a great job. Yeah, Evelyn, my prayers. Mayra Gonzalez, yep, they can share the video, post it so we all can start to put pressure. I know myself, Valley Regional is up to the top, overwhelmed, very overwhelmed. That's why I work there. Thank you, Evelyn. Again, they did a great job. They did do a great job, and I know. And again, Evelyn, you know, I mean, I praise where praise is due, and they have done a great job. And we've had some teachers come out and and share their information. Exactly, they aren't afraid to be at Walmart or the beach. Todos en bola, 100%. And we agree. But we've been calling those people out too, Ileana. And again, sending using that as an excuse to send our kids to school is a mistake. I have ADHD and was a Tasmanian, a Tasmanian devil, and now you're a handsome devil. Mayra Gonzalez, yep, many people are sick and look at home remedies to try and get the medication that are advised. 100%. And advocates are absolutely 100% correct. Those people don't want their kids at home anymore. They don't. That is exactly right. These are the parents who really don't give a crap. Sandra, I mean, again, guys, I call it like it is, and I love my Tasmanian kids out there. You know, I love them to death. I love. Sometimes I want to slap some of them because they're so groseros, and they, you know, they're not going to get slapped at home because ay son unos angelitos. These are the kids that are going to be overflooding our schools out there because parents don't want them at home. Sorry, los quinkles unas petadas. And now you're judge. You're judging kids. I. It's not judging kids, guys. It's speaking the damn truth, Eric. Come on, bro. Wake up, man. Jeez. I'm having to fight rational people now. Goodness gracious. Linda Cortez, just one person per household, not the whole family, 100%. That's what my family and our teacher said. We're going to have all the troublemakers in school. It's, guys, it's not judging. It's the truth. It's the truth. The other students will be at home doing homeschooling. 100%, guys. We need people like you, Erasmo, people who say it like it is. I mean, I don't sugarcoat crap, guys. And you know what? Crap has been sugarcoated by these people, and they're trying to shove it down your throat. Crap. They try to sugarcoat crap and shove it down your throat. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't sugarcoat crap. Nada. Nothing. The worst thing is that kids nowadays are coached by the parents to be professional victims, yes, and be brats. Some parents treat teachers like crap. They model to their kids and bad example, 100%. Jessica said, it's better short time months. Tom Hanks has been giving the blood and follow-up is not very positive, unfortunately. God bless him. The problem is some parents that both have to go back to work have no one to stay at home and homeschool their children. I understand. It's just, again, Ileana, going to have to start making arrangements somehow or other. Have to do something different. Have to call in grandmother. Have to call in la tia. I mean, everyone has la tia that never got married. Everyone has that. Or el tío that never got married, you know? And again, we all have them in the family. Oh, el tío Lencho nunca se casó. Y'all have those. You know, start using them for something other than drinking up all your beer at home.
These parents, I'm sure, work year round. What do they do in the summer when school's not open? During Christmas break when school is not open? During spring break when school is not open? During Charo days when school's not open? And they still have to work. They find a way.
How do you
and
make
that's what we have to
arrangements?
do. We have to find a way. We have to be there for each other.
How do you make arrangements for every single day for homeschooling? Actually, I'll be posting some information in regards to homeschooling out there. There are options. TEA actually offers some options in regards to homeschooling. Guys, where there's a will, there's a way. But let me tell you, I mean, do you want to invest a little bit in protecting your children, or do you want to spend all that money that you could have used to up the technology at home on doctor bills, medical bills, medicine bills? I don't think it's a choice, guys. Many teachers have their own kids to worry about. 100%.
Truth.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. And guys, you got that right, Dr. James. Marriage is Not 50-50, like just the closest space the woman uses 80% of it.
Yeah, it's like I tell my wife, what's yours is yours, and what's mine is yours.
It's crazy. Yeah. Now is the time for teach the children responsibility rights. Do we have statistics on how many people die daily
No.
for non-COVID? I can only hear COVID rising. How about many other? Robert, no, and you make a valid point because I actually asked, and a lot of that information could not be shared in regards because that's the information that we need our health departments to share with us. So I agree with you, Roberto. I want to know too. I reported that this past weekend, 4th of July weekend, we had 70 deaths. And again, I'm not saying that those 70 deaths were all COVID-19. I didn't say that. I would never say that, and I didn't falsely represent that because I did make mention that at least 2 of those deaths were the homicides of the shootings of the Montana and Alanis people. So those weren't COVID-19. I mean, they could have had it, but they didn't die because of COVID-19. But I'm going to say, and I actually asked this question of someone who is in the field and said that probably some 70% of all people that are dying right now at the nursing home at the 9 dying throughout the city of Brownsville, at least 70%, Robert. And again, I asked this question because I knew that was going to come up because it was a question that I had too, Roberto. At least 70% are COVID-19. So 70 out of 70, 49 of, let's say 50 of those 70 that died are COVID-19. So again, and we don't have the exact numbers, Roberto, because we expect our health departments, our city health department and our county health departments to give us raw numbers. They're not giving us crap. They're lying to us. And I'm tired of them lying to us. And again, don't believe me, believe the firefighters, the EMT people that are picking up the bodies and taking them to the morgue. Believe them. And they're saying that at least 3 to 5 people are dying a day. At least. Again, and they did mention that they're dying from COVID-19. So, that added on to the others. Just wait. Teacher professional development is around the corner. Spike. Then when the students arrive, it's going to be an outbreak. Ryan's completely right. It's going to be an outbreak.
Professional development should be online.
100% online.
Should be online.
I asked that because the second outbreak in China said people who had already had it relapse retested positive. Yeah, you're right, Jessica. And again, we're seeing it. And I just shared that story right now. Guys, I'm going to apologize because I'm not going to get to all the comments. I'm going to give us 8 more minutes. Is that okay, Dr. James?
I'm good.
Okay, let's do 8 more minutes, guys. And then we'll stop at 1:30. Sorry, guys. An hour and 30 minutes is a little bit long. Opening caskets and people touching and kissing the dead person and then hugging and kissing relatives and friends. No. Trevino Funeral Home on Southmost and all the other funeral homes. Do not let this happen. Please don't let me find out that it's happening, guys. Please. I hate being the one that goes around and has to look at people like going like, come on. Please make my job easier. Funeral homes and other business out there. Please make my job easier. Please. No matter the precautions taken by schools and districts, infections will get through. With TA only allowing for 5-day closure, the people returned will be COVID carrier. Ryan's right. There's no doubt. That's one thing that's guaranteed. So again, guys, if you're sending your children to school, just know you're sending your child to school to become a carrier of COVID-19. That's what you're doing. And it's not fear, it's fact. Last week and this week have started to notice every day in evenings when I go outside, ambulances going off on daily. Yeah, 100%. Teach home economics. Yeah. Teach them how to cut the grass, Guido. No que se corta el zacate, mijo. Y se le quita lo aburrido. That's what she would say. If 2 people in the household test positive, third test negative, but has been only 5 days in the house, spends most of the time in the bedroom alone, very little close contact, what should happen? Pray a lot, and try to stay as healthy as possible. Be careful. What do you think about CNN? Fake news. CNN is fake news. I don't care for fake news. Look, guys, if they were a little bit balanced, because look, again, Trump has made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. I've called out Papi Trump. I love Papi Trump. Papi Trump sent Erasmo a check for $1,200. I love Papi Trump. I love him with all my heart. And Papi Trump is going to send Erasmo another check. and I love Papi Trump, but I will call out Papi Trump for his stupidity in regards to saying that he's going to force kids to go back on campus. I will call him out. So you know what? CNN have an opportunity to say these are the bad points about Trump and these are the good points about Trump, because it's not all bad. It's like Hillary. Hillary is a murderer. We all know that. Epstein didn't commit suicide. We all know that. We know that the Clintons have a long list of people that they've killed. We all know that. But they did do some good things. I can't remember any, but the Clintons did some good things, I'm sure. I think. I don't know. But yeah, I want our news media to be fair and balanced. The Fox News, Fox channel's motto. I want them all to be fair and balanced. I want them to report facts. I don't want them to report their opinions as facts. That's what really ticks me off. And again, guys, here I express my opinions 110%, but I show you facts, and I hope that other individuals bring other facts, and you decide. Ultimately, you decide. COVID-19, BISD, and hurricane season, really. And you know what? And as horrible as this may sound, guys, Dr. James, we're due a hurricane.
Yes.
I mean, we're due a hurricane in this area. Can you imagine a hurricane compiled with an outbreak at our schools? No me chet up. No me chet up. Te mandan saludos, mi tío, Elver. Elver! Exactly. There are people who get infected again. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I do suffer from bronchitis, asthma, and have to go to work and coming home for my parents. My dad is diabetic, high blood pressure, cancer survivor. Thank God I've been sick, but I do take my precautions. I'm concerned, but I have to go to work. On the other hand, I see lots of parents out there with their kids not wearing masks. Even adults removing their masks to cough and sneeze. It's crazy. I was thinking about what would happen if we took this serious. We would have been out of this by September-ish. And actually, time traveler, that's exactly the time frame that I gave. Exactly. You're on point. I must have infected. No, hombre, shut up. Shut up. La rolas. Hey, Erasmo, I don't know if you have talked about it yet, but what about BISD school buses and the bus drivers? How are they going to be protected? They're not. And let me tell you, and I was talking about the La rolas coming over, Jaime, but you're right, bro. The bus drivers are supposed to make sure that every single kid that gets on the bus is tested. Then they're supposed to keep them one seat apart, and no one sits together. Can you imagine? We crammed 30, 40 huercos on a bus. 30, 40 huercos on a bus. Can you imagine having to cram or how many trips a bus driver is going to have to take in order to take those 30, 40 huercos if they can only fill up the bus by 25%?
And the kids are going to stay one seat apart while the bus driver is driving the bus?
And Jaime, no, and Dr. James, Jaime, who's going to enforce it? Is our bus driver going to have to stop the bus? Hey, huerco, mugroso, vete a tu silla. Our bus driver is going to have to do that? Hey, te estoy viendo, huerco, te estoy viendo en el espejo. Is that all the kids are going to hear? Quítate, ponte la máscara, mendigo huerco. Is that what's going to happen, guys? Tell me, am I lying?
That's a tough job. Ooh.
It is a tough job. Bus drivers, am I lying? Tú, allá atrás, te estoy viendo. Ah. I found vitamin D at Walmart yesterday in Brownsville. Hey, vitamin D is pretty awesome. Wow, Evelyn is so right. Where does she work? Oh, that's right. At Idea Brown's campus, Bobcats. Hey, man, again, why do Idea people do not like Erasmo Castro? Why? Just because of one video that I posted. One video, now they all hate me. Guys, I'm a good guy. Sandra Bailey, I found some outside too. Louis Leon, I've been saying this since the beginning. New York has been in the shelter for months, and here we could not tough it out for 3 weeks. Crazy. Intel has uncovered evidence the school board decisions to extend the Soup's contract is to implicate him, and they will walk for less. My goodness. Endigos, huercos, tacuaches. I could just hear the bus drivers. Huerco, siéntate. Ponte la máscara. Hijo de tu maíz. He's not judging kids. That's the truth. I've been working for the district for the past 27 years. The truth hurts, but the truth is still the truth, guys. Truth is still the truth.
Truth is still the truth. That's another bumper sticker.
And truth is the truth, and the truth will set you free. I actually came up with that one. The truth shall set you free. That's my quote. And I'm begging. We have a lot of those kids, parents. If you don't want to take care of your kids, don't have any. Preach. La tía solterona. It's true. I mean, am I lying, folks? No, I'm not lying. Do you know anyone who homeschools? I'm offering to do homeschool tutoring. So yeah, hit me up. Swah, swah! Send me some cash. Send me some cash app. No, Alex, you send me some cash app, bro. I'm the one that's running the campaign, Alex. Alex, send me money, and I'll send you some cookies. Guys, I love you all so much. Dr. James, last words.
Follow the guidelines. If you don't have to go out, stay home. If you do have to go out, physical distance, wear your mask, wash your hands multiple times a day, between your fingers, backs of your hands too. Be safe. Be safe.
Please don't call them huercos. Okay. Los angelitos. Sorry. I won't call them huercos anymore. Los angelitos. I'm just joking. Love you, Rosie. No students going back. Royal does tutoring too. Yeah, imagine. Should businesses go for online sales, ship and handling instead of first? Yeah, be a great start. And one of the things that I've made mention, Susan, since this all started, individuals need to start thinking about reinventing themselves. You know, small businesses out there, find ways to reinvent yourself, because anyone that thought that it was going to come to an end, it's a mistake. Let's go Jaguars. Alex, send me money, cash app. Guys, have a great day. Stay close. Be good to each other. Be good to myself. Morgan Graham Cisneros will be on the show tonight. She is the chair for the Republican Party, and we'll talk a little bit about politics. We'll talk about Papi Trump, about Greggy Abbott, and we'll see what the Republican Party chair has to say in regards to everything. Again, guys, stay safe. Practice distancing as much as possible. Don't come into contact with too many people. Wear your face coverings when you're out about in public. And, use hand sanitizer everywhere you go and disinfect, clean, stay healthy, stay safe, be good to each other. Thank you, Dr. James. Be good to each other, and please be good to me. Bye, guys. Oh, and come pick up cookies. Come pick up cookies.